Booking.com is one of the most useful travel websites on the internet. So why does it feel so stressful to use? And the strange part is, I don't think that feeling is accidental. Because the more I looked at it, the more it felt like Booking.com is not just helping people book a place to stay, it's helping them make decisions fast, even when they are not fully calm, clear, or confident. And honestly, that makes it a very interesting product to study. Hi, my name is Babatunde. I'm a product designer, and on this channel, I'll be breaking down digital products about design, AI, and real things that designers deal with. So for my first video, I wanted to start with a website millions of people use, but don't enjoy as much as they think they do. And that website is Booking.com. Now, this is not going to be one of those lazy reviews where I just say, this looks cluttered and act like I've solved the UX problem.
Yeah, boy.
What I actually wanted to understand was this. Does Booking.com help users make better decisions, or does it help them make faster decisions? Because those two things are not always the same. And once you start looking at the sites from that lens, a lot of things start to make sense. Let's start with what Booking.com actually gets right. First, it gets you into the task very quickly. Where are you going? When are you going? How many people are staying? Simple, direct, and clear. And once you enter the flow, the platform gives you a lot of useful information almost immediately. You get the price, location, ratings, review count, photos, availability, and filters. So, from a pure tax efficiency perspective, this is a strong product. It is built for momentum. It does not want you hanging around wondering what to do next. It wants you moving fast into the task. But this is where the experience gets more interesting, because once you land on the results page, you start seeing the real trade-off. Booking.com gives you a lot of useful information, but it also gives you a lot of competing information. Ratings, review counts, prices, discounts, badges, property labels, location cues, guest codes, map views, sort options, and filter options. And yes, all of that can help. But when too many things ask for your attention at the same time, clarity starts to drop. And that is the feeling Booking.com creates really well. Useful overload. It is not random chaos, it is organized pressure. And to me, this is the core issue. Booking.com is incredibly good at helping users move faster. But moving faster is not always the same thing as deciding better. A travel booking is not a small decision. You are spending money, you are trusting photos, you are trusting reviews, you are trusting location, you are trusting cancellation times. So ideally, the experience should make you feel clear, confident, and reassured. But Booking.com often makes you feel alert, rushed, and just a little bit suspicious. That difference matters. And the tension gets stronger when urgency starts showing up everywhere. When a website keeps telling you directly or indirectly that something is limited, popular, almost gone, or in high demand, it changes the emotional tone of the experience. You are no longer just comparing options, you are managing pressure. And pressure can increase action, but it does not always improve confidence. It changes the emotional tone of the experience. You are no longer just comparing options, you are managing pressure. And pressure can increase action, but it does not always improve confidence. Now, let's talk about trust. Because Booking.com clearly understand that trust is everything in travel. That is why the platform leans heavily on review scores. Review volume, guest comments, photos, pricing, signals, and flexible booking language. And on the surface, that makes sense. The problem is that trust signals and persuasion signals start blending together. When reviews, discounts, urgency, pricing, and popularity cues start showing up all together, the experience stops feeling neutral. It starts feeling like they are trying to convince you, in my opinion. And once that feel that, they start to double check everything. That is when mental friction begins. And if there's one place where this matters a lot, it's around money. Pricing, payment timing, cancellation terms, refund policy, room conditions. This is where user needs maximum clarity. Because the second users get confused about charges, refunds, or whether a booking is actually flexible, the whole experience starts to feel risky. And that is why public frustration around platforms like this is really about just visuals. It's about expectation mismatch. The interface suggests confidence, but the real experience can still feel uncertain. And once uncertainty shows up, support becomes part of user experience too, not just the booking flow. That is something a lot of designers forget. Good UX is not just about what happens when everything goes right, it's also about what happens when money is involved, plans change, or trust starts breaking. So, what can designers actually learn from this? First, efficiency is not the same as ease. A product can help users move quickly and still feel mentally tiring. Second, more information is not always better information because the real job is not adding more signals, it's deciding which signals deserves the loudest voice. And third, conversion design has limits. Yes, urgency works. Yes, social proof works. Yes, disinformation can improve scanning. But if users leave the experience feeling stressed, suspicious, or unsure, you may have improved the action while quietly damaging trust. And in products where money and confidence are closely linked, that trade-off matters a lot. So overall, I do not think Booking.com is a bad website. I think it's a very effective website with a very interesting tension at the center of it. It helps users move quickly, but it does not always help them decide calmly. And to me, that is what makes it worth studying, because some of the most successful products are not successful because they feel amazing. They are successful because they reduce hesitation, and sometimes that comes cost. If you enjoy honest design breakdowns like this, practical critiques of design products, and real conversations about design and AI, that is exactly what this channel is going to be about. And this is just the start. There are a lot of products people use every day without ever stopping to question how they actually make them feel. And that is what I want to keep exploring here. See you in the next one.